If you're watching the replay, welcome. I'll give people a couple minutes to get on. Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, Lindsay. Hello, hello. Hey, guys. All right, so we're going to try something here. Hey! Okay, so there is an update. Whoa, hold on. I'll turn this down a little bit. There's an update for Periscope, and the update lets you flip your phone into landscape. Not that I need to be in landscape. Oh, there we go. But, hey, I'm good. Jamie from Arkansas, how are you? Yeah, hey. Yeah, look at there. You can flip it landscape now. So if you don't have the update from Periscope, go to your, app thing, and you can turn it sideways, and the comments aren't sideways. It's so great. So then that means I have to talk over here. Hey, Shannon and Magnolia. So if your phone is landscape, I'll try and stay over here for you, and then all the comments can go here, and it doesn't get my face. Hey, from OC. I'm guessing that's Orange County, California, maybe? Oh, but then I'm not. Hold on, let me see. Can we do it this way? I'll try that. Oh, but then the comments, oh man. Gotta learn all over again. Okay, I might end up just flipping it back in just a second. Okay, that's better. Then I'm looking at y'all and not over here. It's like when you FaceTime. Any of you guys FaceTime? How do you change it? Download, is it still sideways for you guys? If you haven't done the update, then it might be sideways. And if it is, I'll flip it back. Quit, dog! My dog is licking me. Okay, well then I'll just flip it this way. All right, so y'all go get the update. Go to your app store or your Google Play or something. Oh, great. Yeah, see, there you go, Shannon. So if you've updated, then it will work. So if you haven't done that, after the broadcast is done, go update it, and then you'll be able to see people. Yep. But I'll leave it this way for now, since I just found out about it a couple hours ago, so I didn't even know that it was on. Yeah, so tap screen for hearts. Landscape is pretty cool, right? I mean, it makes sense because lots of people do their life in landscape, or there's things you want to see around them. But it is nice because then, like I said, then the comments don't go over your face. Yeah, tap the screen for hearts. If you want to share it, swipe left to right. So you need to sit to your left. Oh, really? Oh, it's backwards for y'all? Well, that's annoying. So we're just going to keep it this way then. Left to right, and you can share the broadcast, you can subscribe, you can, do all that fun stuff. Swipe up on Android. And I do have a catch.me. I know, right? Catch.me account. So if you want to see any of the podcasts, or this is not a podcast. What is this? A scope. Yeah. You can go see them there. And I think that's all the business that we have to take care of. So it's an afternoon here. I'm prepping for an upcoming class and listening to a superstar. Me or somebody else? I'm not assuming you're talking about me. Okay, so today, thank you. That is so sweet of you. All right, so it's Thursday, right? Almost the end of the week. Tonight is the Young Living Fast Track, or the Wild Fast Track live event. And this weekend is Road to Royal. Any of you guys going to be there? Whoop, whoop. Pretty excited. I love events. I am a blue for sure, although red is right up there. If you have not taken the color test yet, you need to do that. Go online, Google it. Color test by Mark, M-A-R-C. His last name starts with an A, but I don't remember how you spell it. Google it and you'll find it. And the red, green, yellow, blue, you will hear people talk about it all the time in Young Living. I'm a blue. Like I said, red's my second, pretty close there. So I love events, and I love getting together with people and hugging and talking and seeing people in real life and all of those things. So, hey, hi, Alyssa. Oh, thank you. Yeah, give me some hearts, y'all. Alyssa's on it. Oh, we got red. They're on it. There we go. Purple. Hey, purple. That's my favorite color. I need you to give me some hearts today. Thanks. Look at that rainbow. That's beautiful. We could sit here and talk about hearts, but we won't. Okay, so something I've been threatening to do for the last couple weeks is, in the midst of my talks in different times, we'll talk about things and it's like, oh yeah, hey, that's a lie that you believe. And this is a topic that I am really passionate about because this affects every area of your life. And, we could do a scope on like the lies you believe in parenting and the lies you believe in, your marriage or your relationships, lies you believe in friendships. Well, lies you believe in this business is such a big deal because so much of this business is about you, where you're at personally, how far you choose to grow, the things that keep you back. And a lot of times that is, yep, there you go. See, lies women believe. Is that, who wrote that? It's not Lisa Bevere, is it? But that's, you could literally do, pick any subject in life and talk about lies that people, groups of people believe. But I think that in this business that it is, you can Google it. I'm sure it's on Amazon. This business, it's so big, the things that you believe about yourself, about your capabilities, the self-talk, the tapes that you play over and over in your head, man, those are so, so important. And so if you can change your thinking, you really can change your life. If you have never read any of Caroline Leaf's, Leafs, her books, you should. Go get those. They have nothing to do with network marketing. They will change, though, everything in your life. And her big thing, she is like a brain researcher. But her big thing is changing your mind. And yeah, on Instagram, follow her too there. She is just incredible. And she talks really fast. If you've ever heard her in real life, she's from a different country. Australia, maybe? I don't know. And so you have to like really pay attention, but she's come to our church a couple times. And you just have to sit there. You almost can't even write because there's no way you're going to be able to keep up, but she is just full of amazing stuff. Anyway, so she just talks about changing your mind, and you can actually create new neural pathways and synapses. And by changing the way you think about things, you can truly change your life. So anyway, good stuff. So let's talk about some of the lies that are really easy to believe in network marketing, because again, I think that affects our businesses and the places that we get stuck and the things that we can't move past. So there's so many of these. I should have called this like part one, but the first one that I have down is it has to look like someone else's business. Your business can be uniquely yours. And that is a blessing and sometimes a challenge in this business because it doesn't have to look like someone else's. If you see someone else, put on a presentation, you go, wow, that just does not appeal to me at all. You can do it totally different. If your upline loves to go to the mall and hand out business cards or hand out oil samples and you don't want to do that, you don't have to. Now, I say all of these things in moderation, okay? That's another really big thing. Moderation and balance. There has to be balance with all of these things. You don't want to go out and recreate the wheel, okay? If somebody has gone before you and has created some amazing things, some good tools, good graphics, use them. At least try it, right? But the thing about this business, it incorporates so much of our personalities and who we are as a person, and we get to make our business reflect that a little bit. So, if there's something that, well, I hope something I say hits home with you in a good way. She said she needs this today. The enemy's hitting her hard. And he loves to tell us lies all day, every day. Anyway, I could go off on so many different things with this. Again, marriage and, kids and all this stuff, but they're not true. And sometimes you need truth reflected back to you. And so I hope that something I say reflects truth back to you today. So again, balance, moderation. Please don't try and redo everything. But if something really is not, you, and again, balance and moderation. There's a difference between making something fit your, personality and your style and being afraid and letting fear control your life and not wanting to do something, different or something that scares you. There's a big difference there. There are times where you're going to have to do things that scare you in this business, but it's a good thing. It's challenging you. It's pushing you. And you know what? Sometimes those things, maybe it's not going to turn out great. Maybe, you're afraid of, I don't know what, calling somebody up on the phone. And maybe the phone conversation doesn't go great. Okay, first of all, it doesn't mean that you quit. It doesn't mean you don't ever do it again. But maybe there's something that you can change a little bit and do it differently and make it more you, where you are more comfortable. So again, balance and moderation, okay? Don't take any of these ideas and just go crazy with them. Balance and moderation. Okay, so it doesn't have to look like someone else's. If you are a yellow and relationships are super important to you and you just love people and you want to connect with them, maybe you don't want to do Facebook classes. Maybe that's how, your friends or your upline, maybe that's how they do it. They do Facebook classes a lot, but you want to do in-person classes because you like to see people and you like to, talk to them face to face. Do it. You can make this your own business. Okay, it's another lie that we believe, that you know it all. Hate to tell you, but if you choose to allow yourself to be a lifelong learner, you will learn something new every day of your life. That was pretty good. You don't know it all, okay, about anything really, but especially about this business. I have only been in this business about 2.5 years, and I learn something new all the time. If I allow myself to be humble and to listen to people that are in my same spot, listen to people that are lower, quote unquote, in rank than me, I can learn things from them. I don't have it, I am not perfect. Obviously, I'm not a Royal Crown Diamond, but even the Royal Crown Diamonds, they listen to other people and they talk about things that they learn from people. That is such an amazing sign of a good leader. Staying, again, they're humble, they're willing to say, hey, it worked for me, maybe it's going to be different for you. There's lots of things that if you choose to learn from people, it really can help your business. So don't ever get to the place where Alyssa agrees, and she's a Royal Crown Diamond. She's one that, she watches my scopes and comments on them, and it's like, really? What do I have to offer? But I love that about her, that she's willing to, listen to other leaders. I see her quote other people's stuff sometimes, and that is awesome to know that, even when you get to the top place in the company, if you choose to have the attitude of a lifelong learner, you will learn something every day of your life. Well, good. All right, so here's another one. The self-talk that we do, right? And, you see something on Facebook, or, you hear somebody say something and you immediately go, oh, they're not going to be interested in oils. They just wouldn't be interested in this lifestyle. You never know. You never know. I have got people signed up who I never thought in a million years would ever be interested in oils. And by golly, they ordered a kit and they love their oils. They're on ER, maybe they've started sharing. It's awesome. Yeah, do not write anybody off. And so many times that's the first thought is, oh, maybe they'd like oils. And then the second thought is, oh no, they probably wouldn't. Don't believe that lie. You never know until you present it. Okay, give them the opportunity to at least try them, to at least, give them the opportunity to say yes, because you never know. So don't believe that lie that they won't be interested, because you never know. I don't want to shake my finger. I'm sorry. We talked about that yesterday. Okay, what about the lie of, well, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to come across as pushy or salesman-y or salesy. That is such a lie. Here's something that I learned a number of years ago. People are allowed to, put their own boundaries. People are allowed to say no. They're allowed to say, I'm not interested. However, if you make that decision for them, and this kind of goes back to the previous one, that they wouldn't be interested, don't make that decision for them. Allow them to, when they get to the point where they're uncomfortable and they say, okay, no, I'm just not interested. That's when you stop. But until then, you are simply presenting an opportunity. And I don't mean that in the network marketing sense. I mean that in the you can have oils in your home too sense. You're presenting this product saying, again, if you are doing it from a place of concern, from care, from a love of people, from a love of these products, from knowing that these can change every single person's life that gets their hands on them, no matter, who they are. If it's really coming from that place, that shines through in what you say. I was talking to some friends this weekend. They were here and they had hardly walked in the door, and he's like, do you have some peppermint I can buy? And then 20 minutes later, they're like, do you have some lavender I can buy? And then they sat down with a book and they started writing out, looking in my reference book and writing out all these oils they wanted. Well, before long, they had like 5 or 6 of the oils in the starter kit that they wanted to buy. And I said, well, I do have some of those. I said, or I just want to let you know about the premium starter kit that we have. And I told them what was in the kit. I said, listen, no pressure. If you don't want to buy the kit, that's totally fine. But I just wanted to make sure that you knew about the opportunity that was here. Bam. And then I let them decide. It was not high pressure. I didn't, push it on them, but I gave them the opportunity to make an informed decision. And that's really what you're doing when you're telling somebody about the oils. You're telling them, if they say, oh, well, I just want to buy one oil, you're giving them all the information so that they can decide. Because if you withhold the information about the premium starter kit and they just buy one oil from you, or 2 or 3 oils from you, and then down the road they go, oh man, I could have gotten my own membership, and I much rather would have done that. Or even worse, someone else comes along and says, oh dude, you can get your own membership and they can be shipped straight to your house, then you don't have to go through anybody. And then they go sign up with that person. Oh, that's such a bummer. You could have had that person. So don't buy that lie that you're being pushy or something else when you are simply presenting information to someone. Now again, there can be that line, balance and moderation. Present the information and then let the people make a decision. Say, listen, here's the cost of the oils that you said you wanted. Here's the cost of a starter kit. Here's the benefits of a starter kit. I really recommend them. It's the starter kit. I tell everybody that the starter kit is the best deal. And this is, you will be glad you did it. And then I stop and I let them make their decision. And if they want to buy the oils at retail, and just a couple of them, then I let them. But again, give them the opportunity to make an informed decision. Okay, so here's another one. I can't recover from fill in the blank mistake. Okay, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe your class was awful. Maybe you feel like you just stuttered and people ask questions and you didn't know the answers, and oh my gosh, I can't do classes anymore. Okay, that's a lie. Just because you had a bad experience with something doesn't mean that you can't do it again. Aw. Hey, Jim Bob! Oh, look at there. I got a rock star watching my scope. Just because you had a bad experience does not mean that you can't get out there and try again. Does not mean that the next one will be the same. Okay? If every friend of mine that had a bad first class quit, I would be in a bad position. Again, my best business partner, one of my really good friends, her first class was a total flop. Nobody showed up. And then her very next class, her business totally took off. She had 8 people sign up, and within months she was, executive, silver, gold, platinum. She's on the verge of diamond. So imagine if she had given up. Imagine if she had bought that lie of, oh man, I can't do classes, or my last class didn't work, so I shouldn't do it again. No, do not buy that lie. So whatever that looks like for you, maybe the last person that you talked to about oils totally made you feel awful, or just flat out said no. That does not mean that you can't do this business. It doesn't mean you can't share with people. Doesn't mean that you don't have something valuable to offer. So don't let your past dictate your future. And so don't buy that lie, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, here's another one. If I call them to talk to them, maybe it's to follow up from their starter kit. Maybe it's to talk, to present essential rewards. Maybe they haven't ordered in a number of months. Whatever the situation is, these care call things that everybody is so afraid of. So the lie is, if I call them, they're going to think that I'm trying to sell them something. Okay, well, if you are trying to sell them something, then it's not a lie. But if you really are just calling them to follow up, to show your care and concern, to make sure that they're happy with the product that they purchased, this was a scope I did last week, that customer service is not a sales tactic. And in any other business, you never question good customer service. If somebody calls you the next day to say, hey, how did you like this, service I provided? Or how did you like this business? Or, would you mind filling out this survey? Any of those things, you never question that they're being pushy or that they're trying to sell you something. It's customer service. And so we are in a customer service business. And so again, care calls are not you trying to sell people something. It's following up. It's showing your care and concern for them. Again, they spent good money on this product. So you want to make sure that they have a good experience with it. And you want to make sure that you're a good representation of the company, because the way the company was set up was to have personal connections and personal relationships with people. I have a sponsor, and that is an amazing thing, because if I go to the store and purchase a product, I'm not going to be able to I'm not going to call that store up and say, hey, I was wondering if I could use this product with such and such, or what would be a good complementary product with this, or hey, I had this issue with this product. What can I do? You don't do that when you buy something at the store. But the way this company is set up, the network marketing business model is awesome, because you have personal contact with somebody that can help you out. So take advantage of that, and then make sure that the road goes the other way. The reason that, they have a sponsor is so that person can check up on them, that person can help them out if they've got any issues. Some people aren't going to reach out to the people above them, so the people above them need to reach out to them. So don't buy that lie that you can't do. Oh, here I am pointing again. I hope y'all aren't offended by that, because I just can't help myself. So don't buy that lie that is a pin any better if I shake a pin. That's the same thing, right? That, care calls are pushy, or, that you're trying to sell them something. I know, right? I hope that y'all get that's communicated, that I'm just passionate, that I'm not, shaming anyone, or I don't know what. Here's another lie, that you don't have time. That's a big old fat lie. Nicole Perez was talking about this yesterday, actually, on her scope. And she was saying that, people don't have time, but look at the amount of TV that you watch, or, the amount of time you spend on Facebook, or any number of things. And that's not to say that, you're not busy. And maybe this business is going to look different for you. That's totally okay. But if that's an excuse for why you can't, do this business, it's a lie that you've bought, because you make time for what's important to you, and priorities. And if this is a priority, and obviously don't put this above your family and things like that, but you can put it above TV. You can put it above scrolling on Facebook, those kinds of things. So there are things that we can cut out and make time for this business. Another one is I don't know how. Oh, I just thought of another one. Okay, I don't know how. This business is as easy as you sharing what you know. That's it. Break it down. That is the basis of this business, is sharing what you know. Okay? If you have been in this company a day longer than someone else, you know more than them. Maybe you just know where to point them to get information. Maybe you can point them to your virtual office. Hey, Sonia. If you know where to get information, you can point people to that place, and there you go. You can do this business. Again, you don't have to be an amazing teacher. You don't have to be an amazing speaker. You simply have to be in love with this product and want to share it with people. That's it. That's the only qualification to do this business and to be successful. Some of the other things might come along later. Some of them might not. Maybe you will grow your business by, meetings with 2 and 3 people at a time. That it's totally doable, and you can totally do this business. So don't buy the lie that you don't know how to do this business, or you don't have all the tools, or you don't know all the information. So here's the other one. Here's another lie. I don't know, fill in the blank. I don't know the comp plan. I don't know that many people. I don't know. I mean, there are a bazillion things that you could fill in for that blank, and every single one of them are not true. Because this is something that if you sit down and you make a list of all the people you know, not so that you can prospect them, but just so that you can debunk that lie of I don't know enough people. You totally know enough people. I promise you do. And again, if you know 10 to 15 people, it's not about that, oh, well, I only know 10 to 15 people. If you could sign up half of those people, look at the people that they know and their networks. They're probably bigger, and they, what would be awesome is if that is the mail truck, because it has, oh no, it's my husband driving up. I mean, that's super awesome too. Didn't mean to say that, but I'm waiting on my Adam Green books, my 25 to Life books from Adam Green, coming from Canada, because the post office has not delivered them for the last 3 days because I have not been home. And I went to the post office today and they didn't have them there either, and they were threatening to ship them back to Canada, and I hyperventilated a little bit. Anyway, I'm excited my husband's home, but I wish it was my books. Okay, so don't believe that lie. I don't know how to whatever, okay? If you have something that you don't know how to do, you have a couple choices. Go learn. Go learn. I know. Well, mine isn't even customs. It's my stupid local USPS. That's right. Anyone can find 15 minutes to make a care call. Make it something you do no matter what. So true. Yeah, my USPS is local. Is dumb. Sheesh, don't get me started. So you have a choice. If you don't know how to do something, go learn. Go find someone who does and ask them to teach you. Okay? Go learn what you don't know. Or figure it out as you go. Man, I'm totally like a wing it person. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do that. Well, I did care calls this morning and we talked for 2 hours. That's funny. Melissa Pepping would tell you that you're not supposed to do that. Give them some common sense oil. No joke. So that's awesome. The 2 hours. And again, balance and moderation. She says that when you do care calls, you want to limit it to like 5 to 10 minutes, and you can call back. I know a lot of times people talk when you get them on the phone, and if you have the time and it's important to you, I say do it. Again, the balance and moderation thing is totally something to go by here. Hey, Hillary. Hi, my kids are home too. That's great because that's building a relationship. Exactly. So they're not all bad, you know, when you talk to people. There's my youngest. Long care calls are not all awful, okay? And again, if you have the time and it's, you know, doable, it's great to build that relationship because that is what this business is about. You are connecting with people, you know, they're asking questions, sharing, talking, all that stuff. Super good. But don't feel like you have to do it that long. If it doesn't, you know, if your time is limited and you only have a certain amount of time, then let them know that. Hey, listen, I would love to talk about this stuff later. Right now, you know, I've got some other things going on. Is it possible for me to call you back, you know, tomorrow afternoon? You can set up an appointment with them for a later time to continue that conversation, because I do think it's important to, you know, make those connections, let people talk, you know, that kind of a thing. But don't feel trapped, because that does happen sometimes. And if you don't have a lot of time, again, you can like, oh, well, I don't have a lot of time to make a care call. Again, they can be, and if you've got 15 minutes, you can do a care call. And if they want to talk, then say, you know, set up another time to continue the conversation with them. So don't believe that lie that you don't have time to do a care call because you don't have 2 hours. So what I was talking about is, you don't know how to do something, go figure it out. I was talking about winging it, but that's not important. The other thing, don't let this be a lie. I don't have a good sponsor. Oh, don't believe that lie. Do not let that stop you in your business, because ultimately you don't need a good sponsor to be successful in this business. You don't. And that's it. Lots of people have built this business totally on their own. Melissa Pepping is one. She created her business from herself. She figured it out. I have the best sponsor. We talk daily. Oh, that's awesome. So good. So a lot of times what I have found is people with less than stellar sponsors actually do really well in this business if they're committed to it. If they decide, I'm going to do this business and I'm not going to let anything stop me, they make it happen. And so many times, you know, they get really creative with things, and they figure out things that other people haven't thought of before. It's just, don't blame your business on your sponsor. Your sponsor can be an amazing tool. Exactly. Own your success. And own your failure too. Okay, so something didn't work. Darn. Hey, Lindsay. No matter what. That's right, Aletha. You know, don't blame your sponsor. And if you have an amazing sponsor, don't let that be a crutch either. There was, I don't know if it's I think it's Eric Worre, Randy Gage, Brian Carruthers, one of those. They talk about, it was Eric Worre, because it was his book. He was saying one of the best things you can do is call up your sponsor and say, you know, I just want to thank you for introducing me to this opportunity. Thank you for the support that you've given me, but I want to let you know that I'm going to accept responsibility for my business. I will call on you if I need help, you know, and he said, say goodbye to your sponsor, not in the literal sense, not that you know, don't talk to them or anything like that, but don't make anything their fault. There you go. Break up with your sponsor. Yes, that's exactly what he said. And it's break up, not say goodbye. That's maybe a better one. But even still, that doesn't mean that you don't talk to them. You totally can. And I love it when my builders call me and we bounce ideas off of each other. It's great. And actually, there was another topic that I was going to talk about today. Yeah, you don't have to like literally break up with them. But all that means is take responsibility for your own business, for your own success, for your own failure. Don't blame them for either one of those things. And so one of the things that I was going to possibly talk about today, which I'll talk about a different day, came up in a conversation with one of my builders. She wanted to just brainstorm and bounce ideas off of me. And so she called, we talked, it was really good. And so don't feel like you can't do that, but just don't make anything their fault. You know, your sponsor is not your issue, whether it's good or bad. Breaking up just means you're owning your business, not relying on them for your success. Exactly. I have had amazing support in my business. In the beginning, we were kind of all learning, and so we were all trying to figure it out. But it was great, and it was awesome. And the things that they were able to provide, I am so grateful for. And the things that I felt like we needed and weren't there, I went out and created. It's as easy as that, right? Oh, you see my child's foot right there. Yeah, there she is. That's the older one. She's sticking her foot through the stairs. Anyway, okay, so those are the lies that I jotted down like really briefly. And I think most everyone has gone off to eat dinner. Good. Bryn, I guess? Or is that a combination of your first and last name? Oh, hey, there's some people. You're still here. I just figure when the number drops and the hearts start to go away, everybody's Brenda. There we go. Cool. Hey, Brenda. So glad you could hop on here. All right, so those were the ones I jotted down. I do have another notebook where I think I wrote some other lies that we believe. So again, this will be probably a common scope topic that comes up because, again, so much of this business is our own self-talk, the things that we believe about ourselves, the things we believe about our abilities. And so many times we stand in our own way. That was another scope I did too, get out of your own way. We are the ones that are in our own way. We inhibit our growth, whether it's from our thinking, we think too small. You can't have a real future in network marketing. That is totally a lie. Absolutely a lie. That you can't be successful, or they did it, but I can't do it. That was always one that I kind of saw. It's a short-term success. That's also a lie. Very good. Love it. Love it. So tomorrow's Friday, question and answer. I didn't do that last Friday because we were out of town. But tomorrow, I want to hear some of the lies that you guys either struggle with or have heard other people talk about. Someone has expressed interest in the business. Where do I start? Are you asking me that, or was that a question to me? I'm guessing so. I'll let you respond there. But tomorrow I want to talk with y'all about lies that you have believed or things that you're struggling with or things that you've overcome. Okay, so that was your question. Where do you start? You start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Okay, just kidding. So I would start by educating them about the product and about the company. They can do that in virtual office. There are so many tools in your virtual office. Young Living University is a whole series, and they're adding more, what's the word? Videos, that's it. Hey, Veronica. They're adding videos all the time. So start to show them about the company, the products that we have to offer. Let them see the different graphics. Have them go look in the virtual office and tell them for a week to study those things. The second thing is to set up a class. That would be the thing that is probably the best way to start your business. And especially if they're super excited, they can do both of those things. Say, all right, let's get a class on the books. I'll come teach it for you. Here we go. Have them get a couple classes on the books. They talk about that momentum, especially at the beginning when they're super excited and they want to share with people. Education about the product and about the company is key, and getting those classes set up. Those are the things that I would really start with. We're going to do another scope. This was a question that I asked in my leader group, and I'm actually working on some things. But what do you share about the comp plan? The basics. That's an awful answer. Let me expound upon that in just a second. We are going to create a document. I've talked to some other leaders and talked to my leaders and asked them questions and things about if you've got somebody that wants to start the business, kind of a roadmap of what they should do. Yes. Okay. So that roadmap I think is going to be really, really helpful. And it's going to include things like go learn about the product, set up classes, start talking to people, those kinds of things. So the comp plan, you're welcome. The comp plan. I would really only share, typically when people, if they're just starting out, I just talk to them about the basics of when someone signs up. Someone said, make them view the 20-minute comp plan and then meet for a Q&A. You can totally do that. Match their effort. And that's a really good thought right there. Match their effort. If they sit down and they watch, a bunch of the stuff, I've got a comp plan video out there too that I would really only show them the first 20 minutes of that comp plan video, because it goes kind of up through executive. That's really all they need to know. And so anyway, when somebody's just first starting out, will that be for your team or all YLers? It's out. Well, it was like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago that I did it. It was for Danette Goodyear's team, and it's out there on website. Yeah, I do too. I want to talk about that. Oh, the roadmap. It'll probably be we'll share it in lots of groups and things, because it's going to be a collaboration of a couple different leaders, and so we definitely want to share it because it could benefit a lot of people. Absolutely. So matching people's effort, that's a really, really good idea, because again, then you're not pouring in. I talked about this. Oh, I think it was when we were talking about strategically placing or stacking and talking about, putting all these people under this person who's really on fire and they're super excited and, oh my gosh, I want to build. And then they like peter out and don't even order. And you placed all these people under them. Let them prove themselves a little bit. So again, if they, sit down and they watch an hour-long comp plan video and they come to you with all these questions, awesome, sit down and chat with them about it. But if, a lot of people just want to know super basics. If they've never even hosted a class, just tell them the basics. All right, so when somebody signs up, you get $50. After that, and they continue to order, you make a percentage, and if they, again, what you can always do too, this is what a really good rule with your kids, give them a little bit of information, and if they want to know more and they keep asking questions, then you can continue. But that's a good gauge not to overwhelm them, is when they stop asking questions, you don't need to keep going. So when somebody, again, when they're going to host a class, I give them the basics. And usually one of the reasons why I talk to them about this, something else that's really good to show them is the income disclosure statement. That's a really good one. Scope an intro class or record and share. Absolutely. I'm actually working on, me and my 2 leaders that created our brand and our group. We recorded one. I'm working on editing it, and we're going to put it up on our website that is almost done. And I'll share that with y'all when we get it up. Talking about, let me backtrack here. Absolutely. I love watching other people's intro classes because you can always learn something. The way that they phrase something or the way they talk about something, love it. Okay, hold on. Going back to matching their efforts, comp plan. Just give them a little bit of information. And this is what I was going to say. And if they keep asking, then you can keep explaining. But here's what I was going to say. One of the reasons, so when I have somebody that says, hey, I want to set up a class, and we set up a class, then we talk and I say, okay, listen, for each person that signs up, you're going to make about $50. It's actually like 52 and some change, or 53 and some change, something like that. And if they order more product, you can make more. But from that $50, I like to provide a reference book. And I talk to them about the reference book that I always give away to people. And I make that expectation up front that, here's the cost of that book. So does that sound good to you? And this is a way that I think has really helped my business. I'm sewing into other people by giving them tools to help them use their oils, to bless them. Great tools already in the VO to explain the business and the comp plan, direct them to that. Absolutely. The VO finally has little snippets of videos. Copy the 4-Year Career. I'm excited to get Adam Green's book. I've heard that it's really good and it could even maybe replace the 4-Year Career. Another good one is Circle of Success by Monique McLean. That's a really good one too. So you got 10 of Adam Green's book. Is that what you're saying? I'm excited to get mine maybe someday before the end of the year. Yes. So I've heard it's really good. So possibly that one instead of the 4-Year Career, but any of those. So I don't know about Adam Green's book, but the 4-Year Career explains why network marketing rocks and why it's awesome. It's a really good one for husbands to help them get on board. It talks numbers, it talks common sense, it talks logic. So it's really, really good. And then it shares, the stories in the back of different young living leaders and what they did. So anyway, Adam's book, 25 to Life. If you Google that, Adam Green, 25 to Life, I'm sure it'll pop up. I'm going to get the website wrong, so I'm not going to it's 25tolifebook.com, I think. But the other book, Circle of Success by Monique McLean. She's a Royal Crown Diamond. That's a really good one. It's super easy read. It's like, if you buy it in bulk, it's like $4. But it kind of walks people through the roadmap of, they get their oils, what do you do next? Well, you get on ER, and then, how to share and all that kind of stuff. Yep, that's it. Oh, cool, I was right. Look at there. So again, I talk to people about how much money they make from each sign up because I introduced the whole reference book idea, and I want them to pay for it because it comes out of that $50 that they make. So, sometimes after the first class or after they get their first check, then they go, oh, wow, okay, I want to know more about this comp plan thing. And I will start to talk about it with someone too when they start to build and start to, sign people up under them, talk about strategic placement, then you can go into Rising Star bonus, all that kind of stuff. But yes, the virtual office has a lot of that information and they can watch it there. Okay, so I'm going to get going because it's almost time for the Young Living Fast Track event. I'm pretty excited. My mom's going to be here in 20 minutes. I flat out showed them my last year of commission to show them possibilities, and that's super awesome. I did that for a while. I think you're so welcome. I think technically we're supposed to show them the income disclosure statement if you want to be super, by the rules. But oh, you're welcome. I appreciate you guys watching. I mean, I could probably talk to myself. I wouldn't, you know, have an issue with that, but it does help when you get some feedback and some, I like, you know, reading comments and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I could totally talk to myself for 30 minutes, an hour probably. Anyway, all right, so squirrel always. So tomorrow's question and answer. So I'm not going to try and set up a time because I'll just miss it. I hope that's a good thing. She said watching you is like watching myself. Is that a positive or a negative? I'm not sure. People like to watch themselves, right? I mean, you could lie and say you don't. Don't try and lie to yourself. Everybody likes to watch themselves, right? Yeah, squirrels. You don't like to watch yourself? Hey, it's good for you. It's good to watch yourself. There you go. Yeah. All right. So I used to teach high school, and my kids would laugh at me because I get off on the rabbit trails, but I feel like I'm pretty good at like getting back. But I think some of them that did not have that same personality and couldn't follow me, I think it like made their head spin because I would be on one thing and then I'd say, okay, we have to get back on track. And I would boink, boink, boink and get right back on track, you know, talking about asymptotes or whatever. And they were like, whoa, wait a minute. We were just talking about, you know, the mall, the most difficult part of working this business, staying focused. True that. And especially like when it's your full time and, you know, your husband's home and your kids are here and it's like, okay, what do I have to do? Whether it's Facebook. Aww. That's so sweet, Aletha. She says, you've been so helpful. I'm so sad I can't make it tonight to thank you in person. Future. Let me know where you're going to be. Well, I mean, I'm sure we'll see each other at some point, right? So anyway, yeah, if any of y'all are going tonight, make sure and come say hi. And you'll have to tell me your scope handle so that I recognize you. Aw, thanks, Brenda. Thank you. You're so sweet. All right. Yes, that would be fantastic. All right. Well, so I'm going to call it a night and try and go get some food because it's going to be a long meeting tonight and there is not any food there. So I got to pack me some water. I'm trying to drink more water. Anybody else? We're doing a big Operation Hydration thing starting today for the next 3 weeks. And hey, Marylee Oily, I'm about to say goodbye, but you're welcome to go back and watch the replay. Thank you, Aletha. We will miss you. Anyway, I was going to say tomorrow, the question and answer, I'll fill you in on what happens tonight. Oh, tomorrow we're driving to Houston. Okay, well, maybe it can be from the car. And my husband will be there. So maybe if you want to, you know, get your husband on or you want to ask him questions, then you can do that. So tomorrow, shiny. I've been in off and on Crazy Kids. Be thankful this isn't FaceTime. I have thought that so many times. I'm so glad that they can't see me. The other day I thought of that when I was going to the bathroom watching someone scope. I'm sure y'all wanted to know that. Anyway, okay, for reals. Gotta go. Love y'all. Don't forget, the only way to fail is to quit. So don't quit. Bye, guys. Oh. Yes, Nemo, shiny.